Coming from Axios, OpenAI deployment arm to acquire Northslope. That's right, OpenAI's AI technology is so obviously valuable to everybody in the world. OpenAI has to buy yet another consulting company to try to shove their technology down the throats of enterprise customers. Nothing says your technology is the most amazing thing in the world than literally day after day after day after day having to figure out ways to convince corporations that they should give a damn. I think this is getting funnier and funnier with the whole AI revolution, the AI fraud, as we see there is simply not nearly as much ROI for these technologies as we have been told, right? I've talked about this before with Accenture. Accenture is a global consulting company. They consult with companies like the Fortune 500, and they have been shoving artificial intelligence down all of their customers' throats for the past couple of years. And what they have heard from the executives of their customers is that they are just simply not seeing a value return. Right? I have not seen this in the technology world before. When you deployed email, everybody understood what the value of that was. You deployed file servers, everybody understood the value of that. You put up a website, everybody understood the value of it. VPNs, everybody understood the value of it. Smartphones, everybody understood the value of it. Tablet computers, everybody understood the value of it. SaaS, everybody understood the value of it. AI, infrastructure as a service, everybody understood the value of it. Like all of these technologies that have actually been revolutionary, right? It might take it, don't get me wrong, it might take a minute. It's, people still don't fully believe in the cloud. I don't quite understand what that's about. But the people that don't believe in the cloud are a pretty small number of engineers. Most people understand what the hell is going on. The curious thing that with this whole artificial intelligence revolution is we are told time and time and time and time again how valuable this technology is, and yet, and yet, you know. They keep having to find new ways to convince folks to actually use it. I was talking about this before with private equity firms. I do believe it was both OpenAI and Anthropic. It got in bed with private equity. So private equity firms are basically like financial companies that buy other companies, right? So they go in and they buy other companies. And what these P&E companies were doing is that they were going to force the companies that they own to use artificial intelligence, and then the major AI vendors were essentially going to give a commission to the private equity firm for what they forced their own companies to purchase. That's a real thing out there. There's a new one of these private equity things coming from the investors in these AI companies. So SoftBank and those folks, there's currently a $2 billion investment round that went in to one of these kind of ventures. And the concept is that they will buy accounting firms, force the accounting firms to then integrate artificial intelligence. And the interesting part about this is the people funding this are the ones that have invested into OpenAI and into Anthropic. So when you hear about Sam Altman coming out and saying that anything less than a $1 trillion IPO is a non-starter, one of the things you have to realize is that there's a lot of money being put on the table simply to try to get OpenAI to that idiotic valuation. And since they have so much investment money, remember the last round of investment for OpenAI, they were valued at $850 billion, but all told, they brought in something like $150 billion. So there's the actual money that came in, right? That's the raise. And then there's the valuation, right? The valuation was supposedly worth. So the raise was like $150 billion. So they have a lot of money to kind of throw around. And you think about OpenAI, oh, they have money, they're going to build data centers. Oh, OpenAI, they're going to hire engineers, that type of thing. Well, one of the things they can also do is basically use that money to try to goose the numbers And it looks like that is what they're trying to do here. The OpenAI deployment company agreed to acquire Northslope, an applied AI firm, marking its second acquisition focused on enterprise AI use since launch. AI companies are starting to do work that was traditionally left to consulting firms, betting that helping customers implement AI will be as important as building the models themselves. So think about it with these AI companies. We're told they're worth $1 trillion off their frontier models or whatever else. And now they're getting into the world of consulting. This just seems a little bit odd, right? Back when I was in the corporate world, Microsoft, to be clear, Microsoft does have a consulting division now, that whole 9 yards. But basically, with Microsoft, when they came out with Active Directory, when they came out with Exchange Server, when they came out with SharePoint, when they came out with all these technologies, they created the technologies, they created the education, the certifications, and all that kind of stuff, so people like me could learn the technologies, and then we went out and deployed the technologies and made money off of deploying the technologies, right? Microsoft as a company did not want to walk into a 100-person accounting firm and deal with, why does my printer not work, right? Microsoft had zero interest in any of that horse crap, and they were printing money. What becomes very interesting with this whole AI thing going on right now is it seems like these AI companies are trying to get more and more into the consulting world. The idea of trying to make money off of deploying technology into specific corporations, where again, this comes down to the fundamental question of how valuable is this technology, right? When you look back in the days of Microsoft or anything like that, you had smart people that were looking at the products that were being offered by these large technology companies, and then they were dreaming of the ways they could make a metric crap ton of money off of selling solutions to customers, right? Because it made sense. Anybody who looked at it, right? Wow, this is amazing. What is very interesting right now is apparently, and think about this for a second, that consultants by and large don't see the value in artificial intelligence. And this is one of the things I've talked about, right? So I was doing this whole project called Silicon Dojo. Silicon Dojo, free to the end user, hands-on technology education to empower you to do whatever the hell it is you want to do, right? I was doing that for a number of years. Basically, hey, what if there was in-person education that was crowdfunded, right? Anyways, I got it to work in Durham, got it to work in Research Triangle, and then realized that was a 3.5 hour commute. That sucked. I proved the point. I proved that it was possible, and then realized I didn't want to do it anymore and stopped. Right. Anyways, so after I stopped that, I was thinking about what could I do next? What could I do next? And one of the things that I was thinking about is, again, with the whole AI revolution, right? I remember back when I started my consulting company, Windows XP Service Pack 1, right? Oh, there was so much money on the table. And so one of the things I thought about is, oh, well, Eli, if you're Eli, the computer guy, and you know all of this stuff, what if you just went back into the consulting world? Just started printing money again. Printing money is nice. That's a good job. Anyways, and the funny thing is, and I should, I'm always trying to be honest with you folks. I may be melodramatic, but I don't lie. I was sitting there and I was racking my brains over this for a couple of weeks. And I just don't see it. I had a business. I had 9 employees. I've been doing tech for 30 years. I sit down and have coffee with CEOs and don't fucking think twice about it because they're no fucking big deal. It's just their job title, right? And I sat there and I was thinking, I was like, well, what could I do with AI? And I think about one of my employees way back in the day, right? So we were having our employee meeting, and we did Windows tune-ups. Windows tune-ups were $150, plus you got McAfee, to be clear. That was almost 20 years ago. Anyways, and so people would come in with all the viruses and spyware and all the kinds of crap on their computer. We would clean that out. We'd put XP Service Pack 2 on there. We go through this whole thing, and then we'd stamp it with a 30-day warranty. Anything happened within 30 days, bring it back, and we make sure it works fine, right? And that was great. That was a cash cow. So anyways, we had started doing work on Macs. And so we did a lot of hardware repair. We did data recovery back in the day with Macs when other people didn't do it. So anyways, I was sitting there and I was looking at my 2 Mac folks and I was like, okay, well, we have this PC tune-up for Macs that's just bringing in the cash. Like how do we do that for Macs? And I still remember I had this old timer. He was like 45, 45. That was a long time ago. And he just looked at me. He's like, well, Eli, we can lie. Jesus Christ. I was like, what do you mean we could lie? And he's like, with Macs, it just doesn't matter. It's just they don't need a tune-up. If they come in, we can clean out their caches. We can clean out their files. I think defragmenting was still a thing back then. We can defragment their drive, right? Like when a Windows customer came in, they got a value for $150. Whether or not you feel it should have cost $150 back then, that's your business. But here's the thing: they came in with a computer that did not work. When it left, it was working great. That made a lot of sense. And basically, I remember him looking at me and saying, "Look, the computer's going to come in. We can delete some files. We can do that, but it's a fucking Mac, right?" And that's the issue. Like, that's a metaphor for what I think about, like creating a company, a consulting company around artificial intelligence right now. It's just like, well, how are we gonna make money selling artificial intelligence? Well, we can lie. Like what? Well, we can just say artificial intelligence a lot during the sales call, and then the executive is going to get their own ideas about what that means. And then we just have to say yes and get them to pay us the deposit. That'll pay a lot of money. It's also a bit like, doing tune-ups on Mac computers back in the day. And so I do think that is really interesting right now with these AI companies, again, the Anthropics and OpenAI and Microsoft. Microsoft is funding one of these things. When you think about how much effort and how many resources they have to dump in order to try to get customers to actually give a damn about this technology. And as I've said many times before, because the reality is the technology is amazing, right? If you look at it for natural language processing, if you look at it for many things, the technology is great. But if you actually look at the solutions that you can ship out and actually bill for worth a damn, like what does that actually look like? I was talking with somebody today. I just met with somebody, a computer person. We're talking about that with these, with the models and all that. I mean, and you have the issues where some of these models hallucinate over spreadsheets. Like I played around with some of these models because the idea is, oh, instead of having a database and dealing with tables and SQL and all that, you can basically feed the information into the LLM and pull values out in order to get a dashboard. I've literally fed LLM spreadsheets that I know, right? This is data that I know. I then asked the LLM questions about the spreadsheet with the data that I know, and it hallucinates on a spreadsheet. How are you going to deploy that into the enterprise and not feel like a piece of garbage at the end of the day? Anyways, oh, let's see here. The OpenAI deployment company launched in May as part of OpenAI's effort to help enterprises deploy AI in core business operations. Northslope is the deployment company's second acquisition following AI deployment firm Tomorrow. The deal expands the deployment company's bench to hundreds of, quote, forward deployed engineers who work alongside customers to build AI systems inside their organization. OpenAI's deployment arm, which is majority owned and controlled by OpenAI, kicked off with $4 billion under its belt to fund acquisitions. So basically, again, OpenAI is taking their investment money to then invest into this deployment company to try to convince other companies to buy their garbage product. The next phase of the AI race may be defined by who can get businesses to use their AI tools rather than model releases. I mean, yeah, because again, at the end of the day, a tool is something that you actually use to solve a problem. Models are models. Models just functions, technology. Anyways, this is where we are at with OpenAI, and this just kind of shows you the disaster of this whole AI revolution. We were informed. We have been told how valuable this technology is. We are just too stupid to see it. And it just reminds me of so many of these tech bubbles we've seen. NFTs, non-fungible tokens. I remember that was the big thing. And I'm like, this is dumb. Oh, Eli, you just don't understand. Like, no, I don't. Blockchain. Remember blockchain was the most important database to ever be created? People really just don't talk about blockchain anymore. I wonder why. Because it's a shit database system. It's a database system that's useful for 0.0001% of all use cases. If you have a 0.001% use case, by all means, deploy blockchain. But most people don't. VR, remember, VR was going to take over the world. And then it didn't. We are told the technology that we're supposed to care about, and time and time and time again, people just don't care that much. The issue with the whole AI race is normies have got a lot of stupid crap in their head. They're thinking about Skynet, they're thinking about Terminator, they're thinking about HAL or whatever else. And so they're investing in Skynet. They're not investing in vector databases. And that's the problem. And so the issue is for these companies that are worth trillions of dollars at this point in time, what happens when you have a product most corporations just don't care about? Most corporations are not seeing a return on value, and you're trying to pretend that you're a $1 trillion company. What do we get? We get more of their money being, put into investments in order to try to shove this crap down people's throats. And again, why I want you to understand why this is so dangerous, why this is so bad for the tech sector, is all of this money is being siphoned away from other technology projects that might actually be able to do something valuable. Right? $4 billion going into OpenAI trying to shove their garbage down Fortune 500 throats. That's $4 billion that could have been allocated to other startup companies, other projects that would actually provide real value. Right? When we're looking at how much money is being invested into this disaster, the important thing to understand, we are at such a scale now. This is not simply stupid people throwing their money away, right? When you look at NFTs and people put money into the NFTs, right? That was dumb people throwing their money in the trash. Again, it was at a shocking scale. It was at a scale that was surprising, but it's not at a civilizational scale. It's not at a society destroying scale. The issue that we have with this whole AI disaster is the amount of money being pumped in is siphoning just a tremendous amount of resources from other places that would actually provide us value as a society. But anyways, what do you think about this? What do you think about OpenAI deployment now purchasing another consulting company? Basically, I guess this way, I think that's the problem they're running into. Remember, like workflows, right? When you're trying to shove your garbage down somebody else's throat, I think what they realize is when they only had one company, it was kind of difficult, right? Like they try to get their arm around the guy's neck, and then they kind of try to like shove the AI down their mouth this way. And I mean, they could shove a little bit of AI down these people's throats, but not that much. See, I think what they're doing here is by buying a second company, right? The first company can hold the corporation down as the second company just fucking packs this garbage down that poor bastard's throat. I think that's what's going on right now. What they've realized is from a workflow standpoint, they really need to tag team shoving this garbage down people's throats. Anyways, put your thoughts. Put your thoughts down in the comment section. If you like these episodes, do remember they're on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. Link is down below. Also, if you want to follow me on LinkedIn, there's a link down there too. With that, see y'all later.